It was not because they hated them or they disliked them, but it is just because of their acts that was against normal human police behavior relationship.
Yes, thank you. Now, truth is constant. And among the security organizations in Nigeria, I think the police are more, they react immediately to issues. There was a video that went viral recently when a policeman wanted to access a young man's phone. And the guy was telling him, look, even the IGC has said that you have no right to do it. That police officer concerned was dismissed. And something like that. You see, look, we are not saying the police are perfect. Just like we sitting here, you are not perfect. There's no perfection in any human being. But for God's sake, yes, we agree with their excesses. And that's why during the end size, we saw in some cases when a policeman was born and people were turning human beings. Oh, for God's sake. Wow. They were turning human beings. A policeman is being burnt. Then people were there taking sticks to turn him over. No, he has no. You can just imagine that. We agree that there are excesses. But for the first time, I think people are standing by the truth. Look, two wrongs do not make a right. So if the police are not doing well, I think there's an appropriate place for us to report rather than resort to self-help. As terrible as the police is, now if there is problem, if you have problem either in the night or anywhere, they are still the people we call on to come and assist us. We need them in the society. Yes, there are bad eggs. And even, you see, personally, if you ask me, I don't know, maybe because of my position as a PCRC member, it has made me to know a lot about the police. And I do know that even the state is not helpful. Recently, they were saying some recruits who left the police college for 6 months, they have not been paid, and they are just going to be paid. Now, you are giving people arms. They go to the street for 6 months. I mean, things like this, you know. So even the state is also culpable.
But Saki, let's look at Seun Kuti's immediate reaction on the Twitter handle. He said, or he alleged that, or let me quote him, he tried to kill me and my family. I have the proof, but I know they chase clout. He has apologized and I have agreed not to press charges. Make una mind una business. Make the poor guy not lose a job. Seun Kuti, 40, he was 40 in January. And if you look at his lawyer to Femi Falana, Senator of Nigeria, he has also said, I mean, he has defended, let me put it that way, the action of his client. Is that, are we saying this public assault is justifiable in law? No, I know you are not a lawyer.
I'm not a lawyer. I may not be learned, but I think I'm educated. So you see, investigations have started. So investigations will prove who is wrong and who is right. But the little we have seen, you see, we did not see where the policeman raised his hand, but we saw where she 1 or 2 slaps. I mean, that is a height of display of temperament. Is ungentlemanly. Anything that involves violence, anything that involves assault, I as an individual, I don't take them lightly. You see, even if he claimed that the policeman tried to kill his family, is there any proof? If you want to kill someone, I mean, there should be proof. You did not see the policeman.
But I know there's attempted murder.
Okay. I mean, the fact of the case is that investigation has started.
Yes.
So investigation will prove who is wrong and who is right.
Bam. He was handcuffed. Immediately he surrendered himself.
This morning.
At the police headquarters, they take it to Panti, the CID. Should he be handcuffed?
That's another.
Because in spite of the video that we have seen, the law still presumes that he's innocent.
Yeah.
Should he have been handcuffed?
Yes, that is another overreaction. The police have also overreacted because he surrendered himself. They did not go to pick him from a hideout. And then one gray area we are yet to analyze is what transpired before the police vehicle hit him at the back. Was it a bullion van carrying money and blowing siren, or was it a pilot vehicle that was horning persistently and Sheung refused to give way? We don't know. Maybe he saw them at close range and maybe gave a signal to enable him, leave the road. But the guy still went ahead and hit him hard. And that's why Sheung could have said he wanted to kill me and my family. That statement is very weighty. Before you allege that somebody wanted to kill you and your family, you must have done something quite offensive. And Falana has said his client has evidence. That evidence is yet to be unveiled. Until it is done and
that's what an average lawyer would tell you.
No, but until it is unveiled and disproved by the court, we cannot heap all the blame on Sheung for now.
And good enough, the matter will be taken before a judge, and the judge is not a police officer, and is not a he's not a musician. So, okay, now let's look at this on the final note. Slapping or assault, physical assault of this nature on anybody in this modern Nigeria, in view of the various illness that each individual is carrying about. You might slap somebody and that might be the end.
Yes. That's why one has to be very careful. Assault generally is a crime. So people have to be very careful. And you see, like you rightly said, a lot of people are going, we see ourselves going day in, day out.
Beautiful attire.
People are carrying that. So now supposing you do that outside, immediately you do that, the guy just fall down. People will not be talking about the ailment he was carrying before. And they'll be talking about murder. So that's why on the issue of Femi Falana, in fact, it's even not Falana that followed him. There's one lawyer, Fusa, I think a senior advocate of Nigeria, that followed him because they went to his house at Allen. They couldn't get him, but he reported himself. And then now the issue is, you see, sometimes I think we overdo. No, these lawyers, you see, even when this issue come up, when a lawyer express his opinion, maybe because of sentimental reasons or because of what he tends to gain, we now take it as the gospel truth. And you see, it is the court that has the right, and that's why lawyers on both sides will now go and state their case, and at the end of the day, so it is the judge, it is the court in this case that will decide. So whatever the court decides is what we take as the final solution to the problem.
My fear is that the investigation may be biased because the way it has started, getting him handcuffed. I mean, the man who readily submitted himself, why do you need to put him to handcuff him? It means, I think, investigation that will precede whether, if there will be prosecution or not, should be fair. Should be fair to Sheung. But the way things are going now, I don't think he can get any fair treatment. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, on a final note, what I want to suggest is a solution. How the public has a misconception about the police. Important as their role is, I don't know much about PCRC as Alhaji Muritala does, because he's a member. But I think that PRC is lopsided or warped. Why? It ought to have been a tripartite or quadruple arrangement whereby you have the police, the public, the mass media.
No, they're all there.
And then a lawyer.
I want him to
and a lawyer.
Yes.
Then what
I was a member.
No, I said I didn't. I don't know much, but have they been enlightening the public concerning the missing link between the police and the people? We not be hearing much about that.
To some extent, they are doing that.
No, he's even free to be a member.
But in the area of covering crime, so that You know, some people when they have information, they are reluctant to go and give. So if you know a member of PCLC, you speak with them, and those people have direct access to the hierarchy of the force. The composition is well structured. I was an active member before,
including a lawyer.
Yes, it has. Even NURTW, we have various interest groups like that, and eminent Nigerians. And interested Nigerians too. Not eminent in terms of wealth now. Those that are
opinion leaders.
Beyond that, there should be jingles on all media stations. They don't want to spend.
When you go there,
that would be a for another day. So I definitely attempted to respond so that we can enlighten the people. And just simply because I was also a member at the state level at a point in time. Now we move to the second topic, and Saki, I'm starting with you. The inability of Nigerians to elect good leaders is the bane of development and restiveness in Nigeria. Do you agree? This is coming from Obasanjo.
It's a statement of fact. It's a statement of fact. You see, the leaders of old, the leaders of past, displayed sense of service, sense of responsibility. Let's look at the immediate post-independent leaders in Africa. And we're talking of the likes of Kwame Nkrumah, the likes of Nyerere, the likes of Jomo Kenyatta, Kenneth Kaunda, Bandit, Malawi. We're talking of Sekou Touré, the rest. You see, they left, and also our own Tafawa Balewa and the Awolowo's and the Sardauna. They left behind good legacies. In spite of the fact that some people, particularly what necessitated the coup of 1966, 66, these young rascal military guys suspected, accused them of corruption. But the fact remains that when we draw some comparison, they are far ahead of us in area of service delivery, in area of discipline, in area of not being ostentatious. You have all these attributes in that. So Obasanjo was saying the obvious, and he also appeared to belong to maybe some of the past and
belong to that generation.
To that generation, So answering your question, it was a statement of fact.
Brown. If you look at those that Saki had mentioned, it was as if at that point in time, Nigeria pushed what some people would consider as its best 11 out. But these days, if you look at the background, even the academic qualification of all those Saki had mentioned, let's look at Awolowo here, a lawyer, Zik, a political scientist. They are graduates of those years. But several years after, we have people who have not displayed the kind of intellectualism administering Nigeria in all facets. I'm not maybe federal, even in some states. We have seen an instance where a governor had said government money for government house. What is the difference? You don't expect somebody that is well educated, or somebody like Sardauna or Balewa would not have said such statements.
See, the fact is, even the statement itself should be restructured. Who elected those people? Was it not the same Nigerians? The masses elected them because they saw in them the desire to lead and the quality of good leadership. They found in them selflessness. These days, who elect? Is it not we, the masses? It should have been the failure to elect good leaders is the bane. That is by the masses. So it is our failure to elect good leaders. And why the failure? Because the system, the political system, has been monetized to the extent that we have sold our conscience
and
monopolized. So money has bought everything. So once a politician has the money, he knows he can get everything. And when they get it wrongly, they make use of it wrongly. And that has been our bane. Not that we are not able. The ability is still in us. It's innate in Nigerians. But the missing link, as I keep saying, is the lack of orientation. Nkrumah, Nyerere, and so on. What they did was first to capture the minds of the people. If you don't orientate the people, civic orientation, you cannot get the best out of them. They will not understand your vision and follow you. And once there is that missing link, you are getting nowhere. At best, what happens is motion without movement. Some people will say circumlocution.
Wait a minute, brother. Probably saying is also putting a blame on the Nigerian masses that we also refuse to elect credible people.
Okay, now, yes, to some extent. You see, the problem we have is systemic. If you look at the leaders they mentioned, these were leaders who struggled to gain independence. They fought for. Most of them were well endowed intellectually. Most of them wrote books. It was a struggle between Nigerians, they on our behalf, against the imperialist powers. So they struggled for it. Now, if you look at the leaders we elect today, it's only one and only one item: money. Okay. So if you have money, you can go to any level. But you don't have whatever. You see, sometimes when I watch the vice president, I'm sorry, I pity him. I pity him. And not only him, because I've asked myself, look, this man speaks extempo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He speaks glibly. He speaks with I don't know how to describe him. But you see, he's part of this government.
Okay.
And so I don't know how we can talk about Buhari government. Of course, the box stops on the table of the president. But he's also part of it. So what I'm saying in effect is that the system, our recruitment system is faulty.
Into
elective offices. Now, look, in those days, it is your contribution to the society where you live. Charity must begin at home. It is where you live. People must see you to have contributed. Today, you don't need all those things. You just bring money, bam. You give it to them. I beg, help settle people. Then, so be it. You are on your way to.
Even Saki, even if we are to collect money, if somebody that is wealthy is contesting, yes, it's good to it's good to, but must that be the only condition?
Well, it shouldn't. In fact, it should be at the back, at the background, far background. You see, the fact is that we just must appoint some people. You can't bring people from heaven.
Yes.
Those who present themselves will be those that will be elected or appointed, and it is those who have the money that will come out. There can't be vacuum. You see, there can't be vacuum. So we are blaming the followers. We can't blame the followers too much. They just have to appoint or elect some people. In the past, when you are talking of the likes of Awo and Nkrumah, they did not splash money all over the place. They presented themselves as people